How's it going, everyone? Today we have a question from Rosie. Rosie says, I have a 2006 Chevy Silverado 1500 two-wheel drive. My son really wants to ship this truck as he'll be stationed at Fort Richardson military. It's a great sentimental value to him. It's his dad's truck. I'm just worried as I heard that trucks don't do up there very good unless they're 4x4. I'm encouraging him to possibly buy in Alaska. Any advice, or would you be able to steer me in the right directions specifically for Chevy trucks in Alaska? So first and foremost, yes, trucks that are 4x4 does perform a little bit more better, but they are not necessarily needed in Alaska. There are plenty of vehicles that are two-wheel drive that does perfectly well in Alaska. So here's the thing with two-wheel drive trucks. So if you have a two-wheel drive truck and we're talking about winter driving, most likely you'll have to add at least 200 to 300, even 400 pounds of weight in the back of your truck bed. And obviously you want some good snow tires, all-season tires, or some good studded tires during this winter time. If your son, or if anyone that is new to Alaska that has never driven the winter time and you're gonna use a two-wheel drive truck, this is gonna be very difficult for you to learn how to drive in the winter time. So yes, that is a little bit difficulties, but it is possible with the two-wheel drive truck driving in the city. Now if you're talking about going up any deep snow or anything that might have some kind of hill elevation, you definitely will run into having issue with a two-wheel drive vehicle. That's where it's nice to have a 4x4 vehicle. There are lots of nice truck up here that are all two-wheel drive and they're just kept for summer only, and then there are some where people do drive them during the summer winter time, but again they do have the proper studded tires or all-season tires that will help them make it through the winter time. Now my Toyota truck here is a 4x4, but again during the city time, or when I'm in the city in the winter time, I still drive it in two-wheel drive only. And then when it gets really deep snow, or if I'm going up any kind of crazy elevation that requires four-wheel drive, that's when I'll go ahead and activate my four-wheel drive. But it is possible to drive with two-wheel drive in Alaska, but again you have to think about what you're doing. If you're doing a lot of going up hills, if you like to go up to the hillside, if you like to go up any kind of elevation, you're gonna have a lot of trouble with the two-wheel drive, because up in Alaska we do plow our snow. We don't salt the road, and we also throw down we plow the road and we also throw down gravel. But again, this is up to each driver's personal skills, depending on how comfortable they are. Now I would recommend, if in your situation, I will recommend maybe bring it up if he really loves the truck, and then maybe trying to find a different vehicle when he's up here, and maybe buy another vehicle if financial is not an issue. Or I would say maybe just keep the truck down there with somebody, a friend or family, if it's a sentimental item. And then come up to Alaska, there's plenty of cars up here, plenty of trucks up here in Alaska that he can buy and start his new journey up here. Prices of vehicle are relatively fair, or I guess equivalent to downstate pricing. I know some people do say that pricing up here is a bit more when it comes to vehicles, so sometimes you might be able to buy a car or a truck down there and drive it up, and that might be a better option for you. So that's something to look into. Now me personally, I love having a 4x4 vehicle just because I like the option of having the ability to go off the road or off the beaten path, which is sometimes what we like to do. But if you're just somebody that aren't gonna be doing anything like that, and you just need it for a vehicle for commuting in the city, two-wheel drive, whether that's a two-wheel drive car or a two-wheel drive truck, that would totally be fine. Front-wheel drive vehicles are much more desirable if you're just commuting in the city, because like I said, you do get better traction with the front-wheel drive vehicle. But again, since we're talking about trucks here, yes, the answer is two-wheel drive will be fine depending on some of the situation that you're doing. But four-wheel drive are definitely much more desirable in Alaska, because you can get out of a sticky situation when you are in a situation like that, and you're most likely you're not gonna be likely to get stuck on a crazy snowstorm up on some beaten path or anything like that. So it really boils down to what you plan to do, where you plan to drive, and where you plan to use this vehicle. But up in Alaska, yes, there's tons of people that do have two-wheel drive vehicle that drive all year round with the proper tires, proper weight in the back of the vehicle, and there's tons of people that have 4x4 vehicle up in Alaska. So I think in your situation, you can't go wrong with either choice you decide to go to, whether you want to bring the vehicle up or you want to keep it down there and then come up to Alaska and buy a new vehicle. There are lots of cars and trucks groups and page on Facebook and clubs and stuff like that, so you can definitely search that up a little bit, and lots of folks will have their own feedback and stuff like that. But for the most part, two-wheel drive are totally fine. But again, like I said, you just have to be very limited on where you go and what you can do. So I hope you guys find this video helpful, and if you guys have any questions or any experience with your vehicle, let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.